Welcome to episode 7 of the BTI Podcast. Today, we have a special guest and the crew talks staying fit through winter, stocking stuffers, and the state of the industry. Enjoy.
All right, we're back with episode 7. Welcome to the BTI Podcast. We've got a special guest today, Jon Branch. Welcome to the BTI Podcast. We're stoked to have a guest on. He's a local bike shop owner, skate park owner, BMX park owner, you'd call it. So we'll get the whole story from him here in a minute. The rest of the crew is all here. So, we're diving into like winter in Santa Fe. It's a big part of it. A little less riding going on these days, but we're still doing it.
Now we have an indoor park.
Yeah, indoor park, Goathead Bike and Skate Shop. We have a little indoor ramp section going on in there. It calls for some good times. There's quite a bit of accomplished riders that have come through there already, and they've been utilizing the space during the cold weather months right now. So, it's looking pretty good bike-wise for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, let's dive right into it, man. Tell us, drop the name of the shop. It's called Goathead.
Yeah, Goathead Bike and Skate Shop.
Cool.
Yeah.
I saw some videos on your Instagram that's like, it's not just a little, it's like 10-foot ramps. There's an oververt, right? It's pretty legit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we have like a 10-foot oververt, 7 feet. Yeah. And then like a big steep bank, other rails and things that you can move in and out of there too. So you can kind of change it up to do some different things if you want to, but we definitely are proud of our space and it's real fun to ride. Addictive even. I know Jake's been in there a few times.
Yeah, that ramp is very addicting. Yeah.
Cool. Do you see so far that it's more skaters or BMXers utilizing?
Right now, it's definitely more BMX riders than it is skateboarders. I'd like to see a little bit more of the support from the skateboard side. Hopefully, the cold weather will bring them in, but BMX has definitely been the source of support so far.
Cool.
It's interesting how it switched, right? Because before you owned it was an indoor skate school, if I recall.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let BMX bikes in.
Yeah, that was a no-no. So me and my brother were actually the first two that actually ever rode a BMX bike inside of that shop after the purchase. And the previous owner, he was doing just strictly skateboard lessons and things like that. You kind of had to be taking lessons with him in order to utilize the space too. So it wasn't even just restrictive to BMX bikes in general. It was also restrictive to other skateboarders too, which kind of poses a problem for us now trying to get people in there because they think it's still the same thing. But it's
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Here's another question. I haven't driven by lately, but are the skate parks in town snowed over yet or iced over? If they're open, I would see why people would just still go to there. And once they get too snowed, then you'll probably get a bunch more.
Yeah, so we had one big snow that happened and it got snow packed everywhere. I went to all the skate parks, did a little weather reporting on our Instagram page and
Nice.
kind of showed everybody that like, we're the only place that you can ride at right now. So yeah, it's definitely happened. Brought in a little bit of traffic, but yeah, like I said, mostly on the BMX side, and we were able to provide a good clear riding space for everybody that walked in. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the build out. I love how you walk in and it's like casual shop. You're like, oh, cool. It's a skate BMX shop. And then you hear a little bit of noise in the background and it's the ramp. People riding the ramp in the back. It's sweet, man. Yeah. I feel, it's like
a vibe for sure. You walk in and, we got the videos playing and stuff like that. We try to keep up with BMX and skateboard media to show off a little of our products and things like that we have. And then in the back, that's where all the action happens.
Well, I was just wondering if so far, like your shop sales have been people like breaking stuff on the ramp and then come right to you to get repairs, or is it more just like, I need BMX parts from whatever buildup I'm doing and that kind of thing?
No, it's been more of buildups. So we've had a couple of custom complete from the ground up buildups that have been assembled in the shop as well. Some other guys that have bought brand new frames and will kind of transplant the bike. You know how BMXers are, so we just transplant everything onto the new frame and it's like a new bike. So,
yeah.
So that stuff, small things, just pegs, grips.
Little updates.
Yeah, little things that they need, but it's definitely, appealing to them because there's nowhere else now that sells anything BMX in New Mexico, really. I mean, not New Mexico, but like in like the Santa Fe, Albuquerque kind of scene.
Totally, yeah. Growing up in Albuquerque, it was always Fat Tire Cycles. The one off Montano, I think kind of caters to the BMXers a little more.
Yeah, and they're still there, but they expanded recently, so they have another second shop, and it seems like they're kind of phasing out the BMX products, which is unfortunate. They have stock there, but their intentions of, replenishing that stock aren't, it doesn't look too good. From what I've heard. And then the same thing happened with our local shop that used to carry BMX, which is Rob and Charlie's, that, basically phased out their entire BMX stock after
Perfect
their
timing
new
for
purchase.
you, though, really.
Yeah. Trying to hit that
and
niche.
the community, honestly, for the community, just to have access to
a
store to go to, kind of in centrally located. So yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty rad, man. Sounds like you're kind of giving that third space to the community. So I'm sure you see a bunch, like old heads around like Jake here, but you seeing fresh faces come in? Are you starting to see some excitement in the scene?
Sometimes, yeah, we'll see like a fresh face that's seen a lot of stuff on YouTube, that follows like the YouTube content creators and things like that, that'll pop in and they're curious, or they're looking for like a complete bike or something like that, or they're just looking for lessons in general. So we've seen a few of those, but yeah, the old heads are the ones that keep it moving. Honestly, it's kind of a tight knit group around this area, and like everybody knows everybody, and they've been, like I said, completely supportive of everything, and have been there anytime that I call on them to go out and ride. Like they're ready to go. So it's definitely those guys that have been in it, that are lifers, that'll are trying to carry on the traditions and trying to pass it on to their children, sons, daughters, anything that keeps them interested and occupied, aside from the iPads and the iPhones.
Yeah, dude, that's sweet, man.
Yeah, I've seen you at the skate park throughout the years with your little ones too.
Yeah.
Terrible One stickers, slapped over Strider stickers. I was like, who is this? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. I'm core BMX, to the bone. So, definitely trying to pass that type of mentality on to my kids, and at least, get them started on the thing that started me out on bikes. I ride different bikes other than BMX bikes too, but BMX is always going to be the number one in my heart, because it taught me everything I know on a bike, whether it be a road bike or a mountain bike with suspension or anything like that. BMX teaches the basic bike control that you need. And it's so simple to, anybody just starting up, that anybody can just jump on and, put a smile on your face and have fun with it.
Totally, man. That's awesome.
Sick old Little Devil hoodie too.
Oh yeah.
I wanted that hoodie for years growing up, by the way.
Yeah.
That's rad. I want that.
Sweet, man. This might be getting a little bit into the weeds, but I was thinking about just some of the challenges of kind of a combined ride spot and shop, and I'm sure you have to have a lot more insurance than a normal bike shop would, right?
Not necessarily. We're a limited liability company. Just a general business insurance it'll suffice. So with BMX or skateboarding or anything that's action sports related, there's an inherent risk involved that everybody, that's really into it knows about. Always having a helmet on in there, that's the number one rule, golden rule. It's definitely a lot less riskier than what some may think, at first glance, or just thinking about it in general.
Growing up with just nothing but concrete parks, concrete hurts a little more when you fall on it. Wood, not so much. That wood ramp.
Oh yeah,
I feel a little more more confidence on the wood. That's for sure. The wood moves a little bit, so if you take a slam, I'd like to think maybe slick enough, just break your fall. I don't know.
Yeah, that really has actually helped too. Just the way that you can get out of falls and things like that. If you already know what you're doing, or you're kind of more so acclimated to riding BMX bikes and things like that, you can slide out of a lot of things. Or just the wood in general, like you said, it's a little softer. It feels better, because I have fallen on the wood and on the concrete. We have a concrete floor in the middle, and fallen on both, and that's way different.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Only indoor park in the state, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it's the only indoor park in the state. That's open to the public. I don't know if there's anything outside there or out anywhere in New Mexico where it's like a private thing
Just
where somebody has like
riches.
a garage thing or something like that. But definitely the only one that's public. The only other one that I heard about was Warehouse 503, I think it was, or something like that in Albuquerque. That was like an indoor skate park place. But I feel like it was only available to skateboarders as well.
Yeah.
What do you think? As your shop's pretty young right now. It's like a couple months old, right?
Yeah, we opened in July, so yeah, just like a few months old.
What do you see for the future? Like, do you think aside from just getting more people to come and ride the ramp and just kind of grow that scene, what else do you have cooking?
Just trying to get the youngins involved, like all the youngsters that, are trying to get into bike riding or anything like that.
Totally.
As far as, the bigger picture, it's just hoping that I can, increase the kids and or just anybody that's interested. I mean, whether you're a crossover from mountain bikes or something like that, dirt jumpers or anybody like that wants to kind of dabble in BMX too, we're there for you. Safe environment, so hopefully continue to grow.
From my viewpoint, like as a parent, there's so few things for kids to do, and parents are always looking for something to like fill the kids' time. So I think your spot has like big potential, especially because plenty of parents probably feel a little sketchy about their kid at a skate park out in the city and other places. Having like kind of that controlled environment makes it way more accessible to the helicopter parents among us, Oh
yeah, definitely. And we have some of those that go in there too. They kind of just hang out. I mean, got our Wi-Fi so they could click onto their laptop and kind of just keep an eye on little Timmy or whoever's dropping in and kind of like awesome. Hang out, or they could just completely ditch them and go to the grocery store or something like that and come back and pick them up when they're done, like definitely do my best to try and keep that safe space, open and just try to watch out for everybody and just lend pointers or try to just corral the kids when they're getting too crazy or whatever, like it's a little bit of babysitting, but it's all in good fun. And, most of the kids are pretty psyched when they leave too. So yeah.
Aside from Stephen Woodward, who else has just shredded the park to shreds?
Gotta shout out Steve Woodward. He's, in my opinion, one of the best riders on the planet, dude. Honestly, he's unlocked every single line you can in there. If not, he's going to be the one that holds the keys to him. Yeah. So, I mean, he's just an all-around great dude. And, of course, he's a good dad to countless riders from, we have local dudes like Andres Velasco, who's gone in there and he's torn it up.
He worked for BTI back in the day.
Yeah.
Former employee.
We hired
remember
him.
that name for sure.
Dormy,
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Dormy's still here.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely an accomplished rider. He went in there. He was actually our first big BMX customer. He put together a complete brand new bike from the ground up, and we built it up. And he went out there and threw a huge 540 on that. So
nice.
He's
break it in right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
dude.
so good.
Yeah,
man. I used to catch some sessions with him and often just scratch my head like grinding up a rail to like no footed can off. Like, did you really just do that?
yeah, with ease too. It's not like anything that's like no sweat off his back.
Watching him and Derek ride together back in the day, just sit back. Put the bike down and just sit back and watch.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah, those guys, I mean, best of friends, shredded together, pushed each other, and definitely was an inspiration to everybody that rode at the time, like how often do you get to see two guys going back to back like that? I mean, now you can see it all the time on YouTube, but in person, you couldn't beat that back in the day. Yeah, we have a group of riders that come from Albuquerque too, that tear it up too. I mean, the list is too long to name names specifically, but everybody's had fun on there. Haven't seen anybody come off that place or come off the ramp without a smile on their face, whether you landed a trick or just ate total crap, like you're still happy because you're riding, and it's just such a different atmosphere. We got the music bumping, we got the TV on showing like, simple session stuff or X Games or Olympics or whatever the case is, old street riding videos. We kind of
old animal bikes video got me last time.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Hamilton's part.
Steve Hamilton. Shout out to Stephen Hamilton, dude. Yeah, he's still killing it. But yeah, just trying to bring the vibes, trying to bring, just the old school BMX stuff to the new schoolers that may not know about it. We've definitely had some teaching sessions in there with people that are, not so affluent to that, animal bikes, old school video drops and things like that. So they even see things on there where they're like, what, scratching their heads. So it's definitely been a fun time for sure. We've definitely had a lot of good, memorable nights there for sure.
That's awesome. How do people start to teach the lessons at your place? Is it all you or it's other people?
It's kind of tight knit right now. Skateboard side, I'm still working in conjunction with the old owner. So
cool,
because he has like a specific skateboarding kind of curriculum that he has. So and it's definitely beyond my capabilities as a skateboarder. Like he couldn't ask me to do a lot of that stuff. So him along with a couple of instructors that he used to work with also will jump in and do lessons if need be there on like a contractual basis. So definitely had help from that side. Right now it's just me and my brother that kind of jump in and do the BMX stuff. Just, teaching the basics. I'm nowhere near a pro, but I've been on a bike for as long as I could remember, and I could teach you how to pedal around, balance, do all the simple things that make you feel accomplished on a bike as far as getting to progress and learn how to do tricks and things like that. So like with Steve, or we have our other friend, John Atencio, who's like, they're accomplished, like in the mix BMX pros basically that will come out to the shop if need be, or if they're available, and they'll definitely cater to, the guy that's trying to learn a flare or trying to do, Steve Woodward is kind of the teacher of Dennis Anderson. Dennis Anderson is a big BMX pro, and
that's right, they're boys, right?
Yeah,
San Diego.
He was
that's
like
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like his protege. Dennis Anderson was. So like, and there's documentation on this of Dennis Anderson just like professing his, his faith to Steve
I've been
Woodward
seeing some
for
footage
sure.
of Dennis Anderson on a dirt jumper lately.
Crazy. Yeah, I have too. Yeah. He's definitely expanding his horizons. Brad Sims has also been on a full suspension mountain bike out in the woods, tearing it up. So definitely a lot of cross pollination within BMX and other bike riding going on right now.
Christian
for sure.
Rigel.
Yeah, Rigol.
That dude.
Yes.
Shreds a mountain bike.
Yeah.
I want to say he does some stuff for Reverse, if I recall. Maybe at one point, yeah.
Yeah, and that just goes back to, all the skills that you get from riding a BMX bike in general, and it transfers over seamlessly, if not even better than if you were to just pick up a dirt jumper or a mountain bike and just go from there. I mean, it teaches you so much more bike control, just wherewithal on a bike in general that can transfer to any different type of bike, no matter what you're riding.
There's a pretty good long running joke now in mountain bike media that kind of, oh, that guy's got a BMX background. You can kind of tell because it really does carry over and show so much in your longer term riding. Cool. Well, super stoked to have you on the pod and really appreciate hearing some of your experiences opening the shop. I'm stoked you made the jump and took the leap on it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. And, if you guys ever want to come out, Jake will be back, but if you guys ever want to go and check it out and see what we're about, then you guys are more than welcome to come in. We'll check it out. Got some bikes for you if you want to borrow them.
Heck yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to have a couple of other special guests on the show. Hopefully you enjoyed Jon's insight and experiences with a freshly opened shop in a pretty specific niche. We've got a couple other local shop owners that we think might be a good fit. So stay tuned for some future guests. Now, I've been riding my trainer indoors and going to the gym and lifting some weights, Seasonal. I like that seasonal change. I don't do it all year round.
Fit, dude. Fit dude. He's always been fit, but he's super fit right now.
Probably the only thing I miss about Texas was the year-round riding. Not that it was anything to write home about, but by God, you could do it all year. You still do it all year here. I
surely can.
Rode top of St. John's yesterday after work. And
I also saw some video from White Mesa last week that looked really good. I kind of want to come down there.
You ever been out there, Pete?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's awesome. But I saw it was a guy that must know it better than I do. And he had some really cool free ride lines.
Was he going down like that?
Dragon's Back. whatever
I've
they
ridden
call
some of that, but maybe not all of it.
That
But
stuff's good.
There's like a very couple of like very scary just drops into that basin off that main ridge before you go down the main
The
loop.
Angel's Wings.
It's
Dragon's Back.
I've walked up, looked, and just like I'm good.
It's pretty sick. It's rollable. You got it.
yeah, no, I mean, I think it's worth planning a trip out there soon. White Mesa's rad.
Yeah, I like to do the main loop and then do the center spine loop back out. Whatever that, I can't remember what that trail's called. Night rides at White Mesa are really cool.
Oof,
Man.
sounds sketchy.
Oh, the first night ride.
If you haven't seen White Mesa, check out a video of it. But there's it's a huge drop off, like 100 feet drop off on one side of the ridge for the main trail. So make sure your lights are working well. You don't want to make a mistake.
Away, though. You really got to oh man. That's a ways, like the trail goes like at least 30 feet away from that.
Oh, I thought there's some spots where it's like 10 feet or 5 feet in spots. Yeah.
There's definitely a few spots where it gets close. And the off camber side is so steep that if you were to eat it either direction, you're probably
you're sliding for a while either way.
You're in for some pain. Yeah. It's not like the gnarliest high exposure riding, but there's enough there to make you go, oh.
Years
that
ago,
would suck.
My buddy broke his wrist at the end of the Dragon's Back, like the hike up to the power lines.
Yeah, I knew that last little
that
roller.
last little descent was super rutted, and he was on like an XC bike, probably didn't have a dropper, and just lost the front end, broke his wrist. I think he had his health insurance hadn't kicked in at that shop, and pretty sure like they had to re-break his wrist by the time he got health insurance or something crazy like that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Snap.
Just living through it while it heals, and then
that's punk rock, dude.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Mark,
hardcore out there.
Yeah.
Multi-sport. So I'm thinking about the ski hill soon here. Ski hill, Santa Fe Ski Hill opened a week early this year. It's decent already.
Multi-sport, huh? Triathlete Pete over here.
What do they call the event that they do? I guess more so late season where you hike or you run or ride and then you ski.
You talking about Mount Taylor? Or are you talking about the thing here?
Right up here, yeah.
Where you ride from the...
I want to say Nate did it.
You ride from the plaza and then skin up, do a lap, and come back.
Nate and I both did it this last year.
That's right.
Plaza to peak.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What a big day, huh?
It's cool because basically they organize, you drop your ski gear off in a truck at the bottom and then they carry it up to the ski resort. It's kind of a bike race up there, and then you just jump on and, climb up the hill as quick as you can. But yeah, I definitely blew my wad on halfway up the climb. I was already pretty cooked. So.
Dude, the ride alone is like...
Yeah, it's nothing to balk at. It's just
Jared
crazy.
Does that like weekly, if I recall.
Yeah, a couple of our other employees ride it really regularly, but I had probably only ridden it once, maybe before, and I didn't gauge my effort very well. But
so, what's the overall elevation gain from bottom of town to? I assume you ski up to from the ski area to
the very top of Deception Peak. Yeah,
dude, that's so dope, and that's what 12.2.
Yeah.
Holy.
So you're going 7K at the plaza to 12.2.
Yep, exactly. And they give you a shot of tequila at the top and ski your way back down, but
no race. Shot of something. Damn.
Yeah. Damn. No races are one on the way down, so you're kind of just cruising. But I did pass a few people, but it's all good.
Did Haji do that ride?
He did. Haji's a really fit local guy who hosts a bunch of the bigger races. I passed him right at the top of the bike ride, and I was like, yeah, I'm so cool. And then I realized he had a flat and he was coasting in.
You're like, got you.
And you're like, on the skin up, I'm sure.
I was like so gassed at the top of the ride. I'm like sitting in the transition area, just taking my time, switching into my boots and stuff. I was trying to move quickly, but Haji was in and out in like 1 minute or something like that. Like literally stepped into his boots and like started running essentially. And he did the ski in his bike gear. And I was like putting on ski pants like a doofus, It was my first time, so I didn't really grasp what everyone, the scene. So
he's known to do laps up on that mountain too, with weights and stuff.
Damn.
That's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
actually he's another owner of a local shop. We should get Haji on the show.
We should get him on. I was hiking up just this past season, right at the last part of Gateway, where you're feeling it. It's steeper. And here goes Haji just passing me in conversation with some gal. And apparently it was his like third or fourth lap up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep on the gas. I got to arrive to the top of the mountain around the same time as this dude. No way. They just conversing and I was choking.
I mean, to be fair, we are split boarders, not the fastest of uphill.
Not skimos.
Here. And he's a full skimo racer. So it's a really different type of year, really different scene. So, I mean, don't feel bad is all.
I feel really bad about it.
I mean, coming back around, I just really like the seasonality of living here. And, you appreciate being able to ride all year round. I really appreciate switching up the seasons and changing sports and just keep things fresh. You can do both. You're right. No doubt about it.
We even have a water sports season if you're inclined to whitewater.
Yeah.
It is very possible to do laps through the race course after work midsummer.
Absolutely.
But
that sounds scary.
Some local whitewater after work.
Little touch drowning will do you,
It is true. That sport is really serious, because there's a little more risk of life ending drowning.
My dear friends have a story of the race route. They went in a little not so prepared, I guess, and flipped the boat a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Dog got away a couple times. Sketchy.
Would not try and do that section of river with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I did a little kayaking when I was younger, and something I figured out, you can go on a bike ride alone. You can go ski alone. You can do a lot of stuff alone and be safe. But as a beginner whitewater kayaker, you should not be alone. You need a team, and you can't have a team of beginners. You need
dude, I've had that pack riff for 3 years. No, geez, probably going on 4 years now.
Yeah.
And it's never hit a river. I've just hit mountain lakes with my friends or solo.
Which is kind of what Packraft is made for, right? I mean, I guess it's made for all of the above.
The whole bike packing, trip thingy, but totally. With the dudes. But yeah, need a buddy for that. The buddy system's real out there.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a boat stuck somewhere. You can lose your boat, and then you're just kind of up a creek without a paddle, as they say,
There's nothing like running along the side of a country highway with a skirt still around your waist, right. Waving at cars, please fucking take me down river, hurry.
My boat's way
catch
down
my
there.
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Or more importantly, get yourself stuck in a hole. Someone's got to throw you a rope and pull you out. You can't self-rescue in those situations.
A lot of instances, yeah.
A lot of respect for people that do that.
Totally.
It takes a lot of knowledge. I mean, it's kind of like backcountry skiing where you need to know what you're doing to be safe.
And that's why I hung that shit up about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
One too many close calls, and it's that skill gap gets pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to get into it too, and it's just it's not very accessible unless you have a crew around you to build your.
It's very regional. I mean, If you lived in West Virginia, you'd probably be in the sport, pretty deep. We just don't have a ton of access here, but what we do have is pretty awesome. I don't want to say it's niche, but it's not really the place for it. I don't even know if that makes sense. I don't really get what I'm getting at, but it's,
you just got to find the right crew.
We don't really have a river culture. Maybe there is. Maybe we just haven't met these people.
In Taos, there's a lot of.
It's different up there.
Yeah,
there is a river culture for sure, but it's smaller. You have to find it.
Yeah, we don't have the Taos boxes.
A lot of Fisher folks I know, they're all about that area, northern New Mexico.
That's different. Where I lived in Colorado, that's the only way you could access certain holes was you hire a guide, take you out on a catamaran, and they would take you through some class 3s and then park you in between two sets of rapids with cliffs on both sides.
The river to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Cool. It's where all the big ones are hiding too.
You're a Texas boy. Pecos. Does it flow? It flows down there, right?
Yeah, it flows.
What's it like down there?
It's hot, right?
Yeah, it's
hot water.
Flat bass and like sunfish and shit, I imagine. I've never really been to that part of the state, but
If you go to Pecos, just like near Villanueva State Park or whatever, it's already, it's kind of the same.
It's
I'm
slow
pretty
and
sure.
flat and hot
Yeah.
down there.
There's like a ton of irrigation water flowing in and out of it too. So
Catfish and bass, man.
it'd
And-
probably be super fun to take the pack raft through that and just like bass fish and just hook up a couple of largemouth on the way.
Bass, like there's bass here in the Villanueva area.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought bass was a
Where you go down to the
Texas,
Rio, you
Oklahoma thing, brother.
catch bass at the end of Buckman.
really.
Like below the race course, yeah.
It's like mixed there. All fish species would be found there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. You can pull out anywhere from like catfish to trout to pike.
Yeah.
All sorts of shit. It's kind of a weird crossover area, I think, in terms of speciation.
Totally. And because of that, it means it doesn't have to be managed in a specific way from what my understanding.
Talk more about bass fishing.
Dreaming all day about catfish and bass, man.
Go noodling.
Noodling. So gnarly.
Curious to see what kind of wild Black Friday deals we see, you know?
Yeah.
Or is like the big companies, you know? Will there be a BOGO? Will there be a buy one, get one?
I don't think so. I think that was
Yeah.
specific to Kona going out of business, right? But we do see some big old sales, like I think 40% off at some of the transitions. I think they probably need to narrow the line a little bit, is my guess. And
Quick stocking stuffer ideas, Jake.
Stocking stuffer ideas out of BTI catalog. Wish I had some part numbers in front of you. BT 2200. BTI's hot new BTI, the utility knife.
BTI, the shop apron, is actually a
The
pretty
shape
cool one
shop
for anybody
apron,
that
yeah.
works on their own bike ever.
Yeah.
Or, you
Yeah.
wear it at your grill. It's
is
just a
a-
nice looking apron.
It's pretty nice. Definitely heavy duty for the kitchen, but yeah, if you're getting nasty, I've used it in a couple shops and now here, and
The day saver tools are really cool. Yeah, like those. That'd make a great stocking
old
stuffer.
standby Crank Brothers M17.
The miles wide Fort Cork. That's a good one.
I was
A good one.
I was putting together some stock, like, holiday ideas for the Fresh Produce YouTube channel. And what came to my mind is like, man, if you're buying a gift for a cyclist, like cyclists, we're really specific about what we need. Like, don't buy me the wrong size hub. Don't buy me the wrong grips. It's like, you know what you want in most cases. And in many cases, it wouldn't even fit. Like, oh, I need a new chainring. Well, you're not going to get the right fitment of chainring, right?
Come on, babe.
Yeah. So I think like it's pretty cool to think about some things that apply to anybody. And that's what I kind of try to use, or at least larger categories, like, oh, this person I'm buying a gift for is a commuter. That's easier to buy a gift for, or they're doing some of their own bike work. Everyone has a multi-tool, but buy them a sweet T-handle Pro hex set. Now that's a pretty cool upgrade gift.
Yeah, you want to go hard, get them the professional bike repair stand.
Yeah. Things like that would be upgrades for anyone. I think are good gifts.
For sure. The ODI koozie does really well. Park tool, the pizza cutter.
Oh yeah.
The one I got was from a bike shop holiday Christmas party years ago, back in Albuquerque Bicycle Center.
Yeah, I've definitely given a
Still
couple of
cutting
those
slices
out
with
over
that
the
bad
years.
Larry. Yeah.
I just give a lot of socks. No one's
Socks
ever.
are so good. The Defeat wool gloves.
Yeah.
Those are so wonderful.
I was just gonna say the Defeat thin wool socks are
They're
amazing.
the best socks.
Year-round socks. They're
Yeah.
so good.
Something about that Defeat wool just doesn't stink. If you stink, it doesn't matter. You put
Socks
those bad
won't
boys
stink.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't be hot or ever really either, or cold. They're pretty cool.
Those is it Sneak? I believe
Is that how you say that,
Yeah,
brand?
I believe
Snack,
so.
Sneak. Good
those
question.
socks are really good.
I haven't
Got a
tried
couple
those
pairs
yet.
of
They
those.
look nice.
They're really nice.
The Endura wool socks look nice.
Yes.
I got my hands on them briefly. I haven't bought a pair yet, but
Yep. Or I'll take an Olin's, fork.
yeah. If you really love
don't know
your
if
gift
it'll fit
recipient,
my
buy him an
stocking,
Oleans.
Box of Taos Bakes.
There you go.
Those are tasty.
That's a good one. Split them up and stocking stuffers for the whole family.
Yeah, not just one box. One big box.
There
One
you
big
go.
boy.
CBD gems, give those out on Christmas. Keep everyone nice and calm.
Yeah. I like that. You know, the Cola Floyd's chews are really good.
Those were pretty
Not
fucking
sure if you
good.
tasted those, but yeah, those are tasty.
I'll have been honest. Floyd's creatine lately.
Right.
Creatine. Goodness.
Yeah, dude. Told you he's fit right now, dude.
It's for brain health, actually.
That
Did you
gets you
didn't know
brain
that it
fit.
does actually apply for brain health and mental clarity and such.
Sweet.
It's the most researched supplement in the entire world. Silence, cricket.
Creatine.
Pete HGH Vidston over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
he's up on that stuff, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
Like he's always like grilling our nutrition clinics. He's like, does that have
What's your ratio? Not always well answered, but you know, gotta keep them honest.
well, right on.
Thanks for joining us today. A lot of rambling. We had a really cool guest. We hope to keep this rolling in the future and think that should be some cool content. Love it. If you have any comments, let us know your thoughts. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.